up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Well, back again, yep, and I believe we are live, as far as I'm aware, so there you go, I am indeed here, in the rolling hills of Murrayshire, in, bonny Scotland, bonny in terms of, geographical sense, the scenery, if you like, not so much in terms of the political landscape, a completely different story, the other side of the coin, if you like, and not a good side. The political system, structure, the political power in Scotland is corrupt to its absolute fucking core, much like the rest of the governments in the world. Show me one that's not, right? Anyway, on that note, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in this mad world. It is insane, I shit you not. Oh man, where do you even start, right? It's that crazy. You struggle to even put it into words, I guess. How anyone can see or try to say that we don't live in a tyranny. Well, I guess they might need to get out more or take their head well and truly out of their fucking arse. Because that's where it must be, right? I am indeed here. Da-da! in full bot form, right? Well, I've got my Stone Roses t-shirt on today. What was I listening to before? The theme song from The Lost Boys, Cry Little Sister. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but for some reason when I listen to that song, it makes me want to fight the world, take on the world. I don't know why. It just does. But quickly before we get going, let's get rid of my ugly mug, right? I'll probably be back again. Sometimes I think it's good to see the person's face, but not mine, right? Can we get a quick audio check to see if the audio's okay? Because I don't want it to be bad, right? That won't help. We've got quite a few people in the chat. I am on the backup channel tonight. I feel a bit more relaxed here. I'm only on one strike. On my original channel, I feel a bit like I've got to bite my tongue because, yeah, one more strike and that'll be me done. I put up a post on my community tab on my original channel about people who are struggling to give, they can't give blood anymore for, well, I guess, I'd imagine people can guess. You'll know exactly why. And the people who, the unjuiced, if you like, they are basically, by the sounds of it, screaming out for unjuiced blood. So, what's the situation there with the blood? We did kind of touch on it in the past, where people did say we couldn't prove anything at the time, but people were saying, look, there's an issue. People are being told that they can't give blood because they're juiced to the fucking eyeballs with this cocktail of complete insanity. It's anyone's guess what it actually is, to be honest, because there's ingredients in it that they won't even tell. I guess it's the secret ingredient. Oh man, I dread to think what it is. I honestly do. But as far as I'm aware, there's certain ingredients that they can't give because it's private, basically. We're all good for the audio. Right, thank you very much. JP in the house, a regular. Good to have you. Peter as well, thanks very much. And a dog named Boo. Great stuff. So, we're rolling, right? We're good to go. Let me go back to the start. On Fire Foley, there you go. A regular, long term. Been through it all. If you're a regular here, you've been through it all, right? Seen it all, basically. Nothing surprises anyone anymore here. It's like, yeah, that sounds like 2022. Soylent Green, if you like. I guess, yeah, what is? Does anyone have any predictions for this coming year? Crocodile Brummy, good to have you as well. Richard, I believe. My memory is terrible, it really is, but I believe Richard. Good to have you again, brother. And Anthony, our English brother, good stuff, good to have you. Tony as well, a regular, great stuff. Diane in the hood. I seen Diane today on Hugo Talks, I believe it was. A good channel as well. I recommend it. Covers a lot of political stuff. If I'm honest, a lot of the time I've not got time for it. I know politics is fucking corrupt to its core, so why waste my time looking into it when it's pointless? It's no more basically than a distraction, but it can be good to call it out for what it is, because it's a fucking circus. That's all that it is. And if we don't laugh at it, we will genuinely cry. Because the world that we're in, let's face it, it's not in a good way. I get the feeling that somewhere along the line, this evil entity sunk its fucking claws into the workings of the world, and basically now, in the years that we're in, it is pushing this mass agenda, which of course we call Agenda 2030. And I kind of feel that if we don't stop it, then who's going to? If not us, then who, right? I know a lot of people would think, well, that's not our responsibility. But in my opinion, it kind of is. If you feel like it's not your responsibility, chances are that it fucking is, going by experience, right? So sometimes you've got to face the music, step up to the mark, but they've conditioned the masses to not be that kind of person, to just sit back and say, well, fuck it, why should I bother? That's basically what a lot of people feel. And what can you say to that? If they don't want to do it, then all I can say to them is, hey, get out of the way. Let some real people with a bit of fucking backbone at least attempt to try and stop or put a fucking spanner in the wheel of this evil agenda. That probably made no sense whatsoever. But there you go, right? Oh man, hear it all here at That's Life But Not As We Know It. But good to have you, Diane. Great stuff. And Amini Mummy, my good friend, good to have you as well. Only Truth, there you go. I'll try and speed up because I'm terrible with the comments. Only Truth is in the UK. I'm sorry to hear that. Join the club, right? But good to have you back again, my friend. And Anthony as well. Peter, yeah, thanks very much, Peter. Don't worry about it. The channel, I mean, I don't even ask people to share it or anything like that. If people find it, they'll find it. I genuinely think if they're meant to find it, they will, right? We do cover a lot of things that some people might have no clue about whatsoever. So it might make no sense to them. You find it when the time's right, and it'll grow on its merit, hopefully on its own merit, in terms of the content. Maybe not so much me, but maybe some of the content that I can produce. I did make a video yesterday. I think I put it out today on the original channel, and it's more Masonic moon men. And when it comes to NASA, it is riddled with Masonicness. Put it that way, if that's even a word, right? Good to have you in the hood, Peter, and a dog named Boo. Yeah, it's one of my favourites as well, if not my favourite. And it's mostly Birds of Prey. And speaking of Birds of Prey, I was out walking my dog tonight, and I walk him in basically the woods, and it's pitch black, no moonlight, nothing. So I've got my torch, and I heard a bird squawking. So I'm looking up in the trees, shining the torch, trying to find it. It didn't sound like an owl. I don't think it was an owl. I think it was a buzzard. But I was shining it up looking, and I couldn't see it. Then all of a sudden I felt this whoosh right by the side of my head, and I think it was a buzzard. I'm unsure if it was trying to attack me, but I think the dog might have scared it a wee bit, so it flew away. But it just came out of the blue, out of the darkness. Whoosh! I basically felt the wind from it skiff past my face, and hopefully it wasn't trying to attack me, but that can happen, I guess, when you're out in the woods in the dark, right? Next time I'll know better. When I hear it squawking, keep walking, right? I'll just keep going and leave it to it. But I thought I might have been able to see it, but shining the torch might have made it worse, I guess. So lesson learnt there. But yeah, I love, when it comes to wildlife, I'm in my element there. I used to like people like David Attenborough. Little did I know, fucking an agenda's man, a Mason if there ever was one. But there you go. We live and learn, I guess, right? Who else have we got? Planet Guantanamo. Good to have you in the hood, right? Great stuff. Chiapas. Is that how you pronounce it? I think in Mexico, if my memory serves me correct. I'm probably wrong, but there you go. Mojo Shop as well. Great stuff, right? Good to have you in the hood. Let me know what you think is in store this year. Is there going to be more volcanic eruptions? That's something that I've been thinking for quite a while. I always had a feeling that it would heat up at some point and shit would hit the fan, possibly. Multiple volcanic eruptions and maybe even war. It could be double disaster, I guess. I think time will only tell. I have got the Soylent Green trailer, so I will play it at some point. I've edited a wee bit of it, so I can't get a copyright, because a copyright's okay, but when you're doing it live, it can kick you off. Not everyone, but some countries. It has happened before. I've been doing a live and I played a song, and then it just stopped due to copyright. So again, we live and learn, and we adapt, and we'll find a way, right? Where there is a will, yep, you guessed it, there is a way. So there you go. I don't know what this is. I think it's spam. If you're not spam, then I do apologise, right? Some spam bot, one of them fucking Indian bots that you get on Telegram. Oh man. And I actually got banned from Telegram. I noticed the other week. What did it say? I'm unsure, but I got banned for about a week or 5 days. I can't remember. I think I got reported. So there you go. Telegram jail to add to the list of virtual prisons, right? Who'd have thought it, right? A dog named Boo. Hawks in your backyard daily. Oh, that would be great. I have been putting out bird feed. I've been getting quite a lot of just garden birds. There's a wee robin. It comes all the time now. I love robins. They're great. He's quite a brave wee character. And he comes quite a lot. He's there in the morning, straight away. And I'm hoping to maybe see a few birds of prey. A buzzard. A kestrel. That would be great. Even an owl. But I don't know. Time will tell. I am on the outskirts, basically in the country, so it's pretty good for wildlife. Hawks, that would be amazing. Great stuff. Christine as well. There you go. Good to have you in the hood. Who else have we got? Christine's in Texas. Wow. I'd love to go to Texas. It sounds great. It sounds a lot better than where I am, put it that way. But I think everyone tends to think like that. You think that the grass is always greener. Sometimes it will be, but the majority of the time it's not. You've kind of really got to be content in yourself, not your settings, because you could end up anywhere, I guess. Life can have funny twists and funny turns, right? But being content with yourself is a good way to be at peace, basically, and take it from there. I know a lot of people who they're never content in themselves, and they basically hate life. And I feel for them, I really do. I'd hate to be in that position. It doesn't matter what they do. And yeah, for some people it can be too much, and that's happening a lot, especially in the last 2 years, due to the basically, in my opinion, the pandemic and the illegal home imprisonment of just about everyone in the fucking world. And there's not a one world agenda. That's what the masses say. Oh man, where do these people stay? Where do they get them? They'll be fucking Indian bots, I guess. No offence to any Indians out there. I don't know why it's Indian bots, it just is. But they seem to be all over Telegram at the moment, which is a bit of a pain, actually. I was contemplating just getting off Telegram. So it's not it's still on the table. I might just get off, but it is a good way as well to stay in touch and put I guess, put content out, and it does seem to be getting bigger. So it will be interesting to see where it goes with Telegram. I think there must be fucking millions of people on it now. JP in the hood. Diane gets hawks as well. They're going for the guinea pigs. Oh man. Yeah, they better watch out, right? They'll get them. No problem, they'll pick them up. Easy. Oh man. Especially the adults. I used to have guinea pigs in the past. Let me get a drink. But they never lived very long. I think they lived about a year, not even a year. They might have been old when I bought them. I did buy them from a friend, so I'm unsure as to how old they were. But I remember one of them had an abscess, and that worried me a wee bit. I should have probably taken him to the vet, but it went down, and I thought he'd be alright. But I didn't know that much about guinea pigs, to be honest. I took them inside because I felt it was too cold. Outside here in Scotland, I don't know if you're meant to keep them outside or not, but we took them in. And the cat, he tried to get it quite a lot. So that wouldn't have helped the poor guy, but I did get them for my kids, who were really young at the time, and they used to... we've still got photos of them holding the two guinea pigs. I think it was actually a father and son, so I'm unsure if they got on. Maybe they didn't like each other, stuck in this cage with a father that the guy hated. The poor dude, right? But yeah, having pets is alright, but they can be a bit of work as well. You've got to look after them. I mean, we've got a cat and a dog, and it's between the cat and the dog and the three kids, it can be quite hard. It can be quite tough. It's like the world's on your shoulders, but you fight through it. You live on, right? You fight to see another day. God granted, of course, that you get to see another day. Who else have we got? I'm way behind in the comments. You're gonna have to slow it down. Yeah, I was thinking that as well. In terms of the blood, fucking hell, it's gonna be worth quite a lot of money. Yeah, it's interesting from what I can see. A lot of them are saying, look, we can't take it if you're juiced. But if you're not juiced, please, please, please come and give us your blood. So I don't know, I've never given blood myself. I'm not a fan of the needle, so it's not something I've ever... I mean, I would like to. Don't get me wrong, if I had to, I would. My late father, he I think he gave about 50 pints of blood. I remember he had a certificate, and he used to go, and he used to always say, "Act the big man." Yeah, I just went in and boom, there you go, and away I went, driving his car away to work. Doesn't even sit down. Doesn't feel a thing. My father was a type of hardy Glaswegian that, for example, whenever he was at the dentist, he never ever got any numbing. There was no needles, no numbing gel, nothing like that. Just fucking straight out with the tooth. And he'd always go out his way to tell people that, oh yeah, well I don't take anything like that. Some people actually say that when you get the needle for numbing, it's the most painfulest part. And I hate it. I hate the dentist. I hate needles. So giving blood, you might have to knock me out to take my blood, unfortunately. But I would, if I had to give it, of course, right? You're gonna do it. But I mean, it's interesting where it's heading at the moment with the narrative. I can't quite get my head around it. I think in the future there's a possibility they might come out and say, look, we've actually made quite a big error here with the juice. It's worse than previously thought, if you like. And I think the psychological blow of that is gonna, if it was to happen, it would be fucking huge on the people that have been juiced. I mean, what kind of effect is it going to have on them psychologically? How would they behave after that? After being told, look, by the way, I have to watch what I'm saying. By the way, what we've just gave you, it turns out that it's not so good for you. I mean, they cannot be trusted. So going by how they work, that will fucking happen. And whether they come out and say it or not, we can see already that what it's doing is not fucking good. I mean, I can't speak for anyone else's community or country, if you like, but I can tell you that in Scotland, it is not good news when it comes to the juice. I wish I could come on here and say, look, it's all right, it's fine. People are fine, but that's not the case. Far from it. Don't get me wrong, there's people that have taken it that are, as of yet, fine. But I still worry. I still do worry for them. I really do worry. What have they done? What exactly have they done? What have they created? What is happening now in terms of this narrative? It is not natural. Nothing about it is natural. It can't be. It simply can't be. Yeah. Let me jump back to the chat. I lost my train of thought there. Yeah. Speaking about blood. Tony as well. There you go. Yeah. The blood. Seems to be it's too thick now. It matches their brain. They've got blood to match their brain now. I don't know what it is with it, but I guess now, regardless of what you think of the juice, if you've had it, your blood's going to be tainted to an extent. And probably not in a good way either. I mean, at the very beginning, it's fucking comical, it really is. I struggled to fucking understand how people actually fall for it, but there you go. You had the experts talking, well, so-called experts. Let me get a drink. Talking about the juice. When it first started, saying, yeah, you get it. You get a shot in the arm. And it stays in your arm. Oh, man. That's what they said. What, it stays in your arm? Fuck off. And then they came out and they said, yeah, well, actually, it doesn't stay in your arm. Well, shock fucking horror, right? So where does it go exactly? Fucking everywhere, I would imagine. There's probably no place in your body that it won't or go or end up if you decide to fucking get it. I mean, it's not for me to tell anyone what to do. But we are living in seriously fucking dangerous times. So you've really got to fucking watch. You really have. And life's too short. It really is. So think about that before you walk into any of these treatments or even the testing. Don't be a fucking fool. Don't be a sheep. Don't be a clown. Don't fucking bend over willingly. Then, however many years down the line, or months, or weeks, regret it. And I guess these people, if they do end up in a bad way, they're going to know in their mind what it is and why it's because. How are they going to feel? They're basically going to hate themselves. So we've got to look after these people as well. I know a lot of people say, look, fuck them, they've done it, they've took it, why should we care? I don't think it's the right attitude to have. By all means, have that attitude, and I can understand it, to be honest, but I don't think it's the right thing. It's the easy option. The right thing is to sort of put your hand out, put your wing, take them under your wing, and just say to them, look, yeah, you've been fooled, but they fucking fool us all daily sometimes. But the main thing is what they do now, how they act now. And anyone who has had the unfortunate occurrence of being injured by the juice, they definitely need to speak out. They're the people who we need to be saying, look, listen to this guy. He fucking took it and now he regrets it. Don't be him. I'm way behind in the comments. Fucking hell. I do apologise. Let me just jump to the start. Justine, there you go. Yeah, they're coming for the kids big time now in Scotland. I seen my local MP putting out a tweet about it. And I worry. I do worry. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. And I certainly will be making my feelings known to the school to an extent. I'll have to watch with how I say things, how I word it, because they'll likely get me arrested, right? I'll be a domestic terrorist, if not already. I probably am already, to be honest. I could imagine I'm on that list. Me and fucking Osama bin Laden. Oh man, I can see it now. It wouldn't surprise me. They've got me on the wanted list. Frank in the house as well. Good to have Justine as well, my good friend Justine. A pleasure to have you. What's Frank saying now? I think Frank's trying to get me a strike. There you go. Yeah, that will be Bill Gates, will it? Yeah. What is Bill Gates not involved in? Honestly, tell me something that he's not involved in. Oh man, I dread to think about what Bill Gates gets up to in his spare time. I mean, if he's even got spare time, he's involved in that many agendas. How could he have any spare time? Agent White Dog. There you go. Upside down, 666, inverted. There you go. Agent White Dog. So we've got Agent White Dog and a dog named Boo. A few dogs in the house. Yeah, Andre, normal sex. You've lost me now. I think you're barking up the wrong tree. You're on the wrong channel. There's none of that here. The live show. Oh man, Jesus. I don't know. Maybe that's an answer to something that I said. I'm unsure. Yeah, normal sex, of course. How many sexes, genders are there now? I seen a tweet. Someone said that their kids said there was 33 genders. Oh man, I mean that cracked me up. 33, yeah, fucking hell, you don't say. 33 genders? When I was at school there was only 2. I'm confused. What happened? Did we transition into a fucking completely different planet? And how did it happen? At what point did I fall asleep at the wheel and woke up in this mad world? I mean, it is crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. Yeah, that's what the girl said, 33. But I think there's actually... I think they try and say there's more than that. I mean, how many is there going to end up being? I guess the real genders get lost in a sea of false genders. And then no one knows anymore. It's gone like the truth. Never to be found. Never to be seen. I guess it's kind of all part of the transhuman agenda. I mean, that's the only thing I can think that it's heading to in terms of the gender situation. They don't want anyone to have any gender. Fucking hell, what are we going to have? A one world government? A one world army? A one world gender? Oh fuck, look out for it, right? Yeah, I think there's 57. But it would have appeared that the child in question, whatever school she went to, she got told that there were 33. It'd have been the School of Masons. Hogwarts, probably. Yeah. Who else have we got? Peter. Yeah. In the hood. Highlander. The temple is you. Yeah. I would agree with that. Damn straight. Don't go looking for a hero. The only hero is you. Only we can make the change. It has to be us. It's got to be us. We need to lead by example. We really do. And every wee battle that we can win is a victory. Because, like I keep saying, we are in a huge fucking war at the moment. Yeah, we get the wars and the world wars, but I'm talking about a different war. Some people call it a spiritual war. I think that might be the case, to be honest. But in my opinion, it's a war on humanity. Nothing less. Straight up. Who else? Andre? Or is it Andre? I think it's Andre. I'm fucking hopeless when it comes to names. We'll go with Andre, right? Instead of Andre. But I guess it could be either or. Good to have you in the hood tonight, Andre. As the law only relates to man or woman, they want you to identify as anything but. Persons are just slaves of the system. Man and woman have God-given rights and freedoms. Yeah, that's interesting as well. Yeah, I guess that would tie in with the transhuman situation. You've not got any rights then. You've got no rights whatsoever anymore. I think someone actually mentioned that in terms of the juice. It might actually change you. Once you get juiced up to a certain point, you might not even be classed as a fucking human anymore. Then what you gonna do? You're fucked. You're up shit's creek without a fucking boat or a paddle. So, yeah, it's interesting how they work. I mean, let's face it, they're not fucking stupid, and we walk right into it the majority of the time. So if you decide to become a fucking android or a completely different genetic makeup, then I guess in a court of law, they could say, well, the guy's not even human. I think they are talking about rights for robots now. I'm sure I read about that. So maybe they'll have a new court for the juiced and the robots. It'll be like a fucking circus. It already is, basically. Oh man, the future, right? What has it got in store? Let's see if we can get the Soylent. Yeah, well, they'll offer up the metaverse as an escape because they're destroying the fucking world, but right before our eyes. They are ripping the fabric of society completely apart. To a point where, even at the moment, it's unrecognisable. And they're really only just getting fucking started. So of course they're going to offer up the metaverse. And what did they call it? A second life. That's what it's going to be. Where you can get a job. You can fucking have a girlfriend. Meet friends. We touched on it in the live that we done with the metaverse. Because of course Mark Zuckerberg, he invented it, right? The guy that invented Facebook. Oh, I can't say that without laughing. Yeah, the guy that invented Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. He was sitting in college and he thought, you know this? I'm going to make Facebook. And that was it, right? Sure. And if you believe that, you'd fucking believe anything. Don't buy anything they tell you. And see if something gets made into a movie. This is my opinion. If they make it into a movie, that is a big time fucking red flag for a manipulated narrative. Big time. And for example, the Titanic. Right? I think, have they made a movie about the Twin Towers yet? If not, they fucking will. I can bet you any fucking money. It's always a red flag, that. At least that's my opinion. We're going to show the Soylent Green trailer, if I've got it. Right. Anytime I've tried to watch the whole film, I've never managed to watch it all. It's not my cup of tea. I don't think. I mean, it's so old, and the acting is quite poor. But I find it all really strange. The storylines, the Soylent Green, it's made of people and people are eating it. It's the only thing fucking they can't eat, basically. But there's other parts of it that are really strange. It's a strange fucking movie, put it that way. Let me know what you think about it. If you have watched it, here is the trailer. Hopefully copyright free, but time will tell.
New York City, 50 years from today. Nothing runs, nothing works.
He gave me a quarter of a kilo.
But people are the same. And people will do anything to get what they need. What they need most is Soylent Green. Simonson, board of directors of the Soylent Corporation, murdered because he discovered the secret of Soylent Green. Detective Thorne, he's got to find out what Simonson knew. Saul Roth, Thorne's researcher.
Courtesy of your next assignment, William R. Simonson, Chelsea Towers West. When how'd you get all these?
Cheryl, the furniture.
Is that Simonson? Is that a yes nod or a no nod?
Yes.
Hatcher, police captain.
Simonson.
Supposed to look like he was killed when he caught some punk burglarizing his apartment.
Well, what do you say?
It was an assassination.
Tab Fielding, bodyguard.
Why would you leave that door open? Why did you set up Simonson?
Charlton Heston, Edward G. Robinson, Lee Taylor Young, Chuck Connors. Fight for survival and solve the most bizarre riddle ever to face mankind.
This is the police. I'm asking you to disperse. The supply of Soylent Green has been exhausted.
Why does Soylent Green mean life?
You must disperse. The scoops are on their way.
Why does Soylent Green mean death?
So, that was the trailer for Soylent Green. The Impossible Burger! You have to tell them it's people! Don't eat it! Oh man. I guess we shouldn't laugh, right? That could be the future right there. Set in 2022, of course, where there's basically no food. Rioting as well. It reminded me of the... Is it the first Back to the Future or the second one where they think there's someone who's a bit like Donald Trump? And there's a scene where they're outside, I think it's outside the tower, and there's a few 9/11 connections with it. But if you, in terms of the streets that they're in, it's full of rioting. There's no order. So I kind of feel that a lot of these movies, even thinking back, they kind of portrayed the future as grim, dark, fucking the world completely fucked. And I've got a funny feeling that is the way that it's heading. So we've got to try our best. We can't at the end of it think to ourselves, fuck, I wish I'd done more. Fuck, I wish I'd tried more. I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. Don't. We know what to do. We've got to fight against it. In every way that we can. The Simpsons had some episodes predicting, 9/11 on Trump. Although I think I read that the Trump, I think they did predict the Trump one, but there's another Trump one that people think was before, but it was actually after. So you've got to watch with them as well. But I think, they did predict that. What have they not predicted, right? Big Matt, a Freemason, if there ever was one. Someone mentioned on the video that I put up today on the original channel about NASA, someone said it reminds me of, is it Diamonds Are Forever? The James Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever. I think there's a baddie, the baddie, the James Bond baddie. I think he's trying to build a base on the moon. I'm unsure. Or mine the moon? Maybe it's that. I can't remember now. But in my younger days, I was a bit of a fan of James Bond movies, mainly through my dad, because he was. But later on in life, I did learn, I'm pretty sure, if my memory again serves me correct, that the guy who wrote them, Ian Fleming, either worked for or worked with the CIA. And I think what they tried to do was glorify these secret agents or the CIA and MI5. But I think they never pass up an opportunity. So not just to promote these entities, but putting in the conditioning and the programming. That's how they work. And I mean, look at the James Bond they've got out today. I'm pretty sure it's about genetic engineering. Shock horror, right? Who'd have thought it? You probably could have predicted that, to be fair. It's that predictable. But there you go. I have not watched the latest James Bond, but I am going to. I've seen a few clips from it, and it kind of sucks you in. The theatre, the fast action, I quite like it. I'm not a big fan of movies, but I've always been a fan of James Bond. Not so much today, because I know the full extent of it. But in my younger days, I would always be at the cinema for the very latest James Bond, without a doubt, right? Changed days, put it that way. Interesting that. Andre. Yeah. I wonder what sort of connection there is there. Yeah, I might look into that a wee bit more. Crawley is behind fucking everything that's evil. He really is. I kind of want to make a video on him, but I want to get a bit more. Fucking hell. Talk about evil entities. Wow. This guy takes the biscuit. He is as evil as they come. I might actually, as part of the video, go to the house that he had. It's actually not that far away from where I am, but I'm worried that his ghost might come and fucking haunt me. It might follow me home. I don't know if you see these different ghost programs where they say they go somewhere and a ghost follows them home. I don't know if anyone believes in ghosts, but there is certainly stuff out there that's unexplainable, put it that way. I think there is a lot that we will probably never know. And I'm content with that, to be honest. I have got a thirst to know. My curiosity, it tends to get the better of me quite a lot, to be honest. Yeah, he was worse than that. I think he was the fucking devil himself, to be honest. Honestly, I don't think I've ever came across a more evil character than Aleister Crowley. For the video that I'm planning on making, there is 2 books that I want to read in regards to Crowley, but I'm worried it's going to be that grim that I can't even read it. I get fucking 3 pages in and be like, nope, out the window, I'm not fucking reading that. Fuck it. So I don't know, it might be a while, that video. And of course it won't be a great video because it'll be grim. The guy is grim, an evil entity, if there ever was one, right? What else have we got? Justine. Cheese. Yeah. I mean, the cheese we get here, it's not as bad as the cheese in America. I seen a guy that said some of the cheese in America, it's like 2 components away from being plastic. 2 chemical compounds. Another 2 chemical compounds and it's plastic. So it's hardly cheese, right? I don't think any dairy product's great, to be fair. Going by what people have told me in the past. I do quite like milk. I'm not the biggest fan of cheese, but I do have it from time to time. When I tend to have it, I have mental fucking dreams. So I try not to have it, especially if it's at night. Otherwise I'll be having fucking nightmares, crazy dreams. Oh man, even lately, without the cheese, I've had some strange fucking dreams. I don't know what it is, but I guess maybe overthinking, and the brain just continues. Your body's shutting down. Your brain's like, nah, I'm still going. I'm still going, creating this concept in your mind. Oh man, sometimes it feels so real as well. You wake up sweating. Like, fucking hell, it was just a dream, thank God. I remember one of my pals, I can't remember who it was. He always used to say that his dreams used to feel so real, and he always used to dream that he had this money. And then when he woke up, he'd be hunting around his bedroom. I shit you not, looking around for money. It's like, fuck it was a fucking dream, man, come on. Still, he's like, yeah, but it was so real. I mean, oh man, I always remember that. But there you go, some people, it is genuine for them. I'm always glad when I wake up. It's like, phew, it was only a dream. But I've had some interesting dreams. I don't tend to get many nightmares, to be honest. My son Billy gets them quite a lot. Maybe he's got to lay off the cheese, right? But yeah, magnet on meat yet? I have heard about that. I haven't tried it. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's tried it here. I think I did see a video about it, and the meat was kind of magnetic. What was the other one that I seen? There was meat that was still basically moving. It was alive, basically. So there's a lot of weird fucking shit going about. A lot of it you can't prove. There's a video that always goes about. It's about a guy. There's a guy climbing out of the palace, Westminster Palace. No. Yeah, I think it's Westminster. The Queen's Palace. Buckingham Palace, I think that's what it's called. I'm not a royalist. Far from it, so you'll have to excuse my knowledge on the royals, but it's a video of a guy who's naked climbing out a window. And a lot of people say, look, there's this video, look at what they're up to. They're up to fucking no good. Why is there a man escaping out the window? And why is he naked? What has Prince Andrew done to him this time? But I'm unsure if the video's even real. But people still continue to share it. There's a story attached to it that says when the palace got asked, seemingly someone said that they were recording a film or it was a TV show. So a stunt, basically. But again, I can't even verify if the video's real, so I wouldn't even share it. But that's just me personally. I mean, with technology today, it's quite easy to trick someone with a CGI video. I mean, look at fucking NASA. Look at SpaceX. Look at the CGI that they use. Of course, you know it's real because it looks so fake, right? So I'm unsure about that video. I mean, don't get me wrong. The royal family are the worst type of fucking people you could ever imagine. But, I mean, I don't know. I can't prove that the video's real. Only Truth thinks it's real. But what I found quite interesting is that if you look at other people in the video, they take no notice of what's going on. I think everyone would have been sort of saying, look, fucking what's going on there? Someone help the guy. There didn't seem to be any of that. So you've just got to be careful. I mean, fucking hell. I certainly would not stand by the royal family in any way, shape or form. How anyone could is fucking beyond me. Even before Prince fucking Andrew got busted for his hobbies, I guess, right? I think he's lost all his titles now as well. Stripped him of his medals. Fucking what war did he fight in? Fucking drug war. I mean, come on. Prince Andrew. Medals. Fucking hell. But, yeah, I think they might throw him under the bus. Or pretend to. And say, yeah, he's dealt with, but everything's good now. And they'll ship him away to the pedo island with fucking Epstein. And Bill Gates and the rest of the clan, the Rockefellers, the Clintons. We know. That is for sure. Is there one about the White House as well? A guy climbing out the White House? I don't think I've seen that one. I would like to become a bit better at analysing different videos. Yeah. Good stuff. Pamela as well. And what is that? Mr. Kenobi. We'll go with that. Mr. Kenobi. Good to have you in the hood. And Pamela. There you go. 2 guys on the roof of the White House also. Just before... Shit, it disappeared. Just before flashes. I'm unsure as to what that is, to be fair. Oh yeah, without a doubt. When it comes to things like Pizzagate, yeah, you better fucking believe it. I dread to even think about what really happens at these places like fucking Epstein Island. Oh man. Horrific fucking things, I'd imagine. Unfortunately. It's far from a conspiracy theory in my opinion, but the mainstream media might tell you different, I guess. I've missed loads of comments. Yeah, I wonder where he is at the moment. I remember there was a video. It was they were sort of zooming into to Epstein's neck and his ears. And the guy was saying, look, fucking that's not Epstein. That's some guy with a mask on. And do you know this? As crazy as it may sound, that would not fucking surprise me one bit. Because when it comes to these entities, the deception, fucking hell, it is right to the very core. Even to the extent of creating and manipulating an entity with either makeup, masks, or even a doppelganger, a body double, a fucking clone if you like. Certainly wouldn't rule it out. I mean, we touched on the Bill Gates situation where some people were saying, look, the guy got taken out. Him and his wife got taken out in Africa in 2012, 2013. They had enough of them, and they got done. And that's what people said. That's what people still say. They reckon it was even on Ancestor or Ancestry.com. Now, I would not put it past them. This might be going out there a wee bit, but I would not put it past them for a thing like that to happen, where someone gets taken out and they then take full control over this entity, and what we get is basically an actor or a guy in a fucking mask or a CGI entity, if you like, and they take it wherever they want to go with that narrative. And when it comes to Bill Gates, fucking hell, oh man, I really do wonder. I really do wonder, and it would not surprise me if the Africans had enough of Gates and thought, you know what, you've crossed the fucking line. Because I fucking feel like that. I really do. He has the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's an entity that needs to be stopped, put it that way. The WHO, the Rockefeller Foundation, the United Nations, all these entities, they need to be scrapped pronto, without a doubt. Michael Jackson and Prince are still alive. There you go. Michael Jackson's another interesting one. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me one bit. It really wouldn't. They can use these guys for multiple roles in their agenda. They just take up another identity. Yeah, there's a good, I guess, sort of documentary that I think it was ODD. He done one on Michael Jackson, and the guy Dave, is that his name? Dave, and he pointed to an interview with Akon where he's speaking about Michael Jackson, and they're going to go and watch a movie at the cinema. And Akon's like, well, but people will see you. And he's like, no, I can wear a disguise, and you can just call me Dave. And ODD's pointing to this burnt victim, basically Dave being Michael Jackson. And yeah, it was strange. I think the guy seemingly passed away not that long ago. I was looking into it a wee while back. I'm unsure about the Dave situation, but it's fucking weird. It's really strange. And again, I would not rule it out. Who am I to rule anything out? I'm no one. I'm certainly not here to tell anyone what to do and how to think. I kind of just give my opinion, and yeah, other people have got theirs. I think a lot of us here are in the same boat, and we sing from the same hymn sheet, if you like. Frank in the Hood, Plain Steve, there you go. Our brother Plain Steve, good to have you back again. Long time no see. Pelosi, is that the American politician? I'm terrible with American politics, I really am. He'll have another role to play, I'd imagine. Yeah, I wonder what it could be. Dave, yeah, that was his name, Dave. How long did it take for them to come up with that? What are we going to call him? Fuck, I don't know. Fuck it, Dave. What about a second name? Fuck it, Dave. Done. Finished. Pub. Dave it is. There you go. Yeah. When you zoom into the guy's eyes, it looked a bit Michael Jackson-ish. Michael Jackson had certain traits. You could see it in interviews. He would look certain ways at certain times. And the guy Dave kind of matched up to it, which was interesting. And yeah, again, I certainly would not rule it out. ODD, he'll probably know better than me, to be fair. I see ODD, he does a live stream with two other guys now. I can't remember the guy's name. But there's two guys that I'm not that keen on. I've got nothing against them. But one of the guys who went fucking ape shit when he was speaking with RV, I can't stand him. I cannot fucking stand the guy. So I don't know. I'm a wee bit disappointed with that. I mean, it's up to ODD what he does with his channel, of course, but I've got no time for that other guy. The way that he spoke, fucking hell, it was pure vile venom. Absolute venom. The guy needs to go take a chill pill. He needs to fucking get help, man. Honestly, the way that he was speaking. Oh, man. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but what's the guy's name? I'm forgetting his name. Is it that guy? Yeah. Is it Down the Rabbit Hole or something like that? Yeah. I mean, hey, I don't know about the guy's content because I don't follow him. He might have great content, but just on the way that he acted to another person, it put me right off him. I thought, fucking hell. I felt like I wanted to knock the guy out. I better watch what I say. He's going to come for me now, right? Fucking, he can get my address. He better come waving a white fucking flag, I can tell you that. But I don't know. I mean, I guess he might have been angry. And when you're angry, you're not yourself. But the way that he spoke, I'm sorry, but I've no time for that guy. But I quite like ODD. I think he does great content. He really does. So if you don't know of him, check him out, right? Yeah, I think they do it every week. I can't remember what it's called. I can't even watch it. I started watching it and then, I don't know, I just thought, nah, I'm not watching it. Yeah, I think it's Deep in the Rabbit Hole. That's what it's called. I think he does a lot of Flat Earth content, if my memory serves me correct, which is fine and great. That's up to him. But just the way he treated RV Truth, whatever he might think about RV Truth, I mean, in my opinion, that's no way to speak to anyone. But there you go. Who am I? Who am I to cast the judgment, right? Me, Scottish fucking lunatic that I am. Oh man, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right? Days of Noah is a channel that I highly recommend. I think a lot of people here, they're already on it. So, I think people will probably know of. It's a big channel. I'm unsure as to how many subs he's got, but it's quite big. I mean, the guy's great at what he does. He really is. It can be a bit on the religious side for myself, with me not being religious. But I still enjoy the content. I really do. And I take it in. I'm a bit like a sponge. I take it all in. You never know when you might need it. Highlander, RV is a shell. There you go. Highlander's calling out RV. Is RV not the guy that calls people out? I think that's RV's job. You leave that to RV. How is RV a shill? Do you know this? I don't think I know of anyone now who's not being called a shill. I mean, it's used so much now. Even I've been called a shell. A bot, a shell, a fucking every name under the sun. I think RV's actually been on YouTube. I think he was one of the first channels I ever subscribed to. And that's going back fucking years ago now. I don't think the guy's a shell, to be honest. I mean, hey, who am I to judge, right? I leave that to people who want to call it out, right? I let them be the executioner. Because I know I've seen so many people being called a shell. It's hard to fucking take note when people say it. It's like, oh yeah, and I got called one as well, so I guess I'm one as well, right? When I was 33 last year, I was a Freemason because I was 33. And now I'm 34, so I'm alright now. There you go. Who's RV? I think Russian Vids. Or is it RV Truth? He does a lot of Flat Earth stuff as well. I think mainly, or only, Flat Earth. NASA. Quite religious as well, which is all good and fine. It can be a bit much for me sometimes. I've got nothing against it. What I don't like is when people kind of, if you're not religious, then you shouldn't be listened to. I don't like that. If you're not a believer, then you're basically nothing. You're no use to anyone. I don't like that. I don't like people being singled out just because they might not have the same beliefs as someone else. But people can be like that, which is up to them. Hey, I'm not going to tell anyone how to act. Fucking knock yourself out. But yeah, lead by example and be the change you want to see, I guess. Yeah, that makes two of us then. So yeah, two Masons, but not anymore, right? We're 34 now, so we've been kicked out the fucking movement. Hip hip hooray. Happy days. We might get into the Masons again, to be honest. I think we will. But yeah, people can have their opinions on me or anyone, to be honest. I promote it, to be fair. I would much rather people shared how they felt on different things. That's the way to be, right? And I mean, I quite like RV, but there's going to be people here who think that he's a shell. RV thinks that Bill Cooper was a shell. I tend not to. But I still like RV. I still watch his content. I'm not into the flat earth stuff, to be fair, but I do like to expose NASA because they are lying evil bastards. So I certainly like to expose them. And RV does that as well. So we have a few things in common, but maybe not the religious side of it. So yeah, only truth. Faith and religion are the same thing. Are not the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they can be classed as two different things. Yeah, I would agree with that. My late father was a born-again Christian, so although I'm not religious, I do know a wee bit about Christianity, the Church of Scotland, and a wee bit about the Bible. Nothing heavy, put it that way. But I do know of the saying, let he who is without sin cast the first stone, right? So I tend to remember wee things like that. And yeah, the Bible, I've seen I've seen the good side to religion or belief, and I've seen the bad side to it, even here in Scotland. And I think that's the case with everything, to be fair. I mean, the football here in Scotland, even that has a dark fucking side to it. everything tends to. So I guess religion is not exempt from that, right? Bad people can find their way into these different things. Unfortunately, then they give it a bad name. But I met a lot of very, very honest and genuine people through my dad's work with the Christian church. And yeah, I seen some bad sides to it as well, which I'm not even going to get into, to be honest. It's quite grim and not nice, put it that way. And I have heard of churches who tend to become a bit cultish, and it becomes like a cult or a clique, and really, really strange going-ons. So I think they can become a bit lost with life, I guess. Catholicism is religion, not Christianity. Justine will know more than me, to be honest. I don't know very much about Catholicism and what is it, Protestantism? Is that a word? Yeah, there's a lot of that goes on as well. I'm sorry to hear that, Justine. It was the stuff that I've heard, and I don't want to knock anyone's church. I mean, this is isolated situation, I guess. But things from child abuse up to psychological abuse of adults, taking complete control of their life, manipulating them to an extent where they've basically lost their fucking mind, and it's quite sad. I've seen it. I've seen the bad side and I've seen the good side to it. There is a lot of good people who are what you might call believers, but there is a bad side to it. But like I said, that is the case with everything in life. It really is. What else have we got? How the devil are you? Yeah, or we. Richard in the house. Good to have you in the hood. We've all been lied to from birth. Yeah, I would agree with that. Highlander. From the get-go, right? Fucking hell. I mean, like I said at the very beginning, where do you even start? In terms of the deception, wow. It goes all the way back to the very beginning. And of course they get you at a young age. They program you, condition you. If you look at my last video on the original channel, we cover a wee bit of that. Excuse me. What they'll do is they'll get you at a young age. They know that the brain, they can get, your brain's more, what's the word? I guess your brain's more willing to take this information in, no matter what it may be. But then it becomes belief, and it'll affect you later in life because you've been conditioned a certain way. And if you look at NASA and even SpaceX, they are mad into the conditioning. NASA for kids, SpaceX for kids, 3-year-olds. A fucking 3-year-old learning about NASA, learning about these planets that change every fucking week, basically. I mean, what's it going to be next week? We're going to get into NASA again on Monday. I was only meant to go an hour tonight. Fucking hell. We've went nearly an hour and a half. There you go. What I'm going to do now, actually, is screen share. I was meant to do this before on the James Webb live that I done. I completely forgot. I think it might be quite funny. It's the James Webb. How did I do it again? Share. Are we rolling? Oh, I want to show you a wee bit from Soylent Green as well again. Some quotes from it, excuse me. I'm burping here. Oh man. Right, we're sharing, we're cooking. What will I show first? I'll show this first. It's 10 quotes from the Soylent Green movie. and then we'll look at NASA. Let me get rid of me, and then I'll play it, right? If that makes sense. Hopefully it works. So here goes.
What's strong with me?
What's strong with me? What's strong with me?
What's strong with me?
What's strong with me?
What's wrong with me?
Me.
Me. With me.
Used it lately?
No, it doesn't work.
What does? How old are you?
21.
Charles said you were 24.
That makes us both liars.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty sick of you. Yes, but you love me. You know, if I had the money, I'd smoke 2, 3 of these every day.
A new, delicious Soylent Green, the miracle food of high-energy plankton gathered from the oceans of the world.
What about the furniture?
Like grapefruit.
You never saw grapefruit.
You never saw her? I can't figure this, Simonson. If I was like him, rich, important, plenty to eat, and real bourbon, a girl like you wouldn't see me in church. I know. When you were young, people were better. Oh, nuts. People were always rotten. And the world was beautiful. Who bought you?
You're bought as soon as they pay you a salary.
Silent Green is people!
Would you believe bodyguards are buying...
Boom. There you go. Soylent Green is people! You have to tell them quick. Some of the quotes there. Hopefully you heard it, because I think I might have fucked up the audio. So I do apologise. But some of the quotes, the lines, very strange. I don't know. It's just a film that I could never tend to watch for very long. I don't know what it is about it, but it kind of gives me the creeps, to be honest. Let's, James Webb. No one heard it. Did no one hear it? Fuck's sake. I'll play it again, right? Because I don't think anyone heard it, because I fucked it up. So, I do apologise. Let me see if I can do it again. Right, I fucked it up. I knew I would fuck it up. The volume, right. And the volume's right up. So, people should hear it. It's just a short video. It's like some of the lines, quotes from the Soylent Green movie. Justine heard it. So there you go. Audio was fine. JC never had... You need to turn it up, JC. Oh, man. I don't know. Okay, right. Seeing as it's only short, and just for JC, I'm going to play it again, right?
Used it lately?
No, it doesn't work.
What does? How old are you?
21.
Charles said you were 24.
That makes us both liars.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty sick of you. Yes, but you love me. You know, if I had the money, I'd smoke 2, 3 of these every day.
A new, delicious Soylent Green, the miracle food of high-energy plankton gathered from the oceans of the world.
What about the furniture?
Like grapefruit.
You never saw grapefruit.
You never saw her? I can't figure this, Simonson. If I was like him, rich, important, with plenty to eat, and real bourbon, a girl like you wouldn't see me in church. I know. When you were young, people were better. Oh, nuts. People were always rotten. When the world was beautiful. Who bought you?
You're bought as soon as they pay you a salary.
Soylent Green is people!
Would you believe bodyguards are buying strawberries for...
So, hopefully, people can hear me now. And just for JC, we played it again. And yeah, I'd never seen a grapefruit. So, is that the future? There'll be no fucking fruit from abroad coming in. Only be Scottish fruit. Which is haggis, right? Because it grows on trees. Of course. But yeah, I mean, the way it's heading at the moment, fucking hell, that could be the future. No food. That's what they try and say. Of course, that's complete and utter fucking bullshit. What they've done is they've broke the chain. They've more than broke the chain. They've cut it up into a million pieces. So we're going to feel the effects eventually. If we were to enter a world war, I think we would then see serious fucking shortages. I think nations would be basically like the sheep at lockdown, panic buying, stocking up on a national scale, which would be horrendous for the world as a whole. If war did kick off, I'd imagine there wouldn't be many exporting going about, shipping. And Britain practically relies on the world because we don't make or create fucking anything anymore. It's been destroyed, ripped to fucking bits, and now we rely on elsewhere. But if shit heats up, that's us fucked. We need to start preparing. I mean, they don't make these movies for no reason. I can tell you that for sure. They Live, yeah, that's another great movie as well. A classic. I like They Live. I can watch that, no problem. But Soylent Green, not so much. I think, yeah, World War III could be. I did say I don't think it's going to be this year, but I could be wrong. I could be well and truly wrong. I've been wrong before. So a lot of people do think it's going to happen this year. So I think the best thing we can do is prepare. I mean, that's all we can do really. Prepare and fucking not comply. Let's quickly jump now to the James Webb Telescope. You can track it. Oh man, it's comical. Let me make it full screen. Get rid of me in the comment. There we go. So, if you watched the live that we done on the James Webb Telescope, well, quote telescope, you'll see that they showed us a video. Oh man, I can't help but laugh. I'm fucking laughing already. They showed us a video of humanity's last glimpse of the James Webb Telescope, never to be seen again, away into the abyss. gone. Forever. In space. Just like the Tesla. With the astronaut in it. Right? Sure. They're racing each other to the abyss. So this is the website where you can go and... Let me sort this. I can try and keep an eye if we're... Yeah, we're going. Good. All good. This is the website you can go on to track the James Webb Telescope. That's what they're calling it. In my opinion, it's not. And I honestly do not know what it is, but I don't think it's good. And I don't think it's a telescope either. I could be wrong, but remember, this is NASA. They fucking lie through their teeth. Everything that they say is a fucking lie. When I made that video yesterday in regards to NASA and George Bush in 2004, talking about fucking going back to the moon in 2015, people on the moon in 2020. So what I done was when he said something that was wrong, like we're going to have people on the moon by 2020, I would put a wrong buzzer, like a and you know this, I could have had the buzzer for the whole fucking video, just all the way through, because every fucking sentence that he uttered was a complete and utter lie. And that was in 2004, wee George Bush. When he comes out, and he's, to start with, he's going to do his wee speech, and he starts off, and you can see in his fucking face, he is trying his best not to laugh, because it's a big fucking joke to them. All he was doing there was coming out, speaking a load of BS about going back to the moon, and shaking the cash can for NASA, keeping the dream alive of going, quote, back to the moon. Don't hold your breath, right? Anyway, that was in 2004. Yeah, we're going back to the moon, 2015, 2020. Fast forward to 2020. Oh, it'll be 2022. All right, okay. Fast forward to 2022. Oh, it'll be 2024 or 2025. Well, which fucking is it? At what point do we get up and say, okay, that'll do, that's plenty, you're clearly not fucking going anywhere, you clearly never went to the fucking moon in the first place, what have you done with the money, and what is the fucking script here? And then line them all up. That's what I would say. Of course, NASA as well. The Nazi scientist. What is it? Von Braun. The scientist, the doctor, the rocket scientist / fictional writer. Wait, rocket scientist and fictional sci-fi writer? Surely not, right? Surely you'd be one or the other. You can't be both, can you? Yes, you can. And what did he write? He wrote that wee book about Mars. And who was the leader that was going to take everyone to Mars? Of course it was Elon. That was the guy's name. And this was written by the fucking Nazi scientist who escaped Germany in the back of a fucking CIA van and got shipped to America to work for NASA. And they portray this guy like he's a fucking saint. If it wasn't for him, NASA wouldn't be where they are today. Well, where are they? Fucking nowhere. There was another bit in that video. The guy in a TED talk, he's seemingly he makes rockets, I can't remember. Some fucking scientist guy. He's talking about how many times we attempted to fly before we got it right. and all these different attempts and all these different ideas and all these different ways of flying. Then when it came to space, there was 2. I think there was, or 3. He said there was 2 or 3. 1 from America, the Americans, and 2 from the Russians. And that was it. That was fucking it. They had came up with nothing else. I think deep down they know that the chances of them getting anywhere are pretty slim. I could be wrong, but I think everything that they show us is complete and utter deception. Of course, that's my opinion, and I'm certainly not an expert, that is for sure. So where is it? Here's it here. Can you click on it, and has it got any photos? That's what we want to see. We want to see videos, photos, right? Real time stuff, not CGI. But there you go. I don't think there is. All it does is show you where they reckon it is, and that is the timeline here. So it doesn't look like it's got far to go, to be honest. I thought it was going like a fucking million miles. It looks like it's almost there already. Ah, man, I really do wonder what they're going to give us from this so-called telescope. What they're saying is it's not a case of if, but a case of when and what. So is it going to be an announcement of E.T.? I think that is the most likely at the moment. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be within the next 2 years. Kinda going out on a limb, but I'll go for it. I'll bite the bullet. It might even be this year, to be honest. But I certainly won't be fucking buying it. I seen this as well. RT. The go-to, right? Some people think RT are alright. All them are controlled. RT, BBC, CNN, it doesn't fucking matter. If it's mainstream, it is controlled 100%. Don't be fooled by it. January the 16th, China and Russia are teaming up against NASA in the race. Oh man, in the race to put a base on the moon. Right, so NASA better get to it, because China and Russia, they're teaming up, the big boys, and they want to build a base on the moon. Right, Moon Wars, is that what we're going to see? I think someone did say that the future war, it will be in what they call space. I'd like to fucking think so, because we don't want it on our fucking soil. We've had enough of their fucking manipulated wars, their manipulated narratives. We've had enough of everything. It's time to fucking put an end to it. If people haven't realised by now, fuck me. They will eventually, put it that way. So the Russians and the Chinese, is this a base that they're going to build here? They've got their solar panels, look, yeah, you'll need them. Can't see any stars. Yeah, you don't see any stars. The astronauts never even seen them when they went to the moon. Is it now going to be Russia and China's fucking turn to fake a moon landing? Is it on them now to do it? I mean, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by any of it, because when it comes to the entities that run the show, there's no enemy. They're in it together against us. They run the show here. They run the show in China. They run the show in Russia. I know a lot of people tend to think, aye, but Putin, he doesn't take any shit. Fucking Putin is lock, stock and barrel owned by the fucking elite. If you can't see that either, fucking hell, then honestly, again, you might have a lot to learn. They're all controlled. They all work for the hidden hand. There is no doubt about it. They're not enemies. They might pretend to be enemies, but they're not. But of course they love the fear to create this division as well. China and Russia against NASA. Painting NASA, I would imagine, as the good guys. Sure they are. Let's go with that. Anyway, I've went on a bit. I'll have to fucking wind it down. Oh man. On maybe Sunday night, we're going to get back into NASA again, right? So, Paolo Nutini, Iron Sky, yeah, I like that one. Good song, great song. Black and white film, The House of Rothschild, 1920s. Yeah, is that when they had the party? Is that the one with the party and the weird fucking masks? I hate to even begin to imagine what went on at these mansions. When you look into these families, wow. The Rothschilds and the fucking Rockefellers, the stuff that has went on in these families, honestly, it is grim. Very, very grim. That is for sure. A dog named Boo. Good to have you tonight. Can I get rid of this now? I think I can. Great to have you. If we are bombed, I hope it lands on my head. Yeah, we'll be outside saying, fucking come on then. I've been waiting for this day. Fucking bring it. There'll be air raids going off. The siren. All these people running. And we're just walking down the street, casual as you like. With our messages in our hand. Yeah, fuck it, I don't care. I can imagine that as well if there's a Project Bluebeam. Everyone's freaking out and running around with their heads on fire. And we're all just casually walking down the road. Shopping in the hand. Yeah, it's alright. Away into the house. Away to bed. As the alien deception unfolds outside. Oh man. I can just see it now. I mean, nothing fools us anymore. Not that we know everything, because far from it, but we certainly ain't fooled. Not one bit. So I think Sunday night is when I'll be back again. There could be a video out in that time, so look out for it, right? I think I've got I don't know what tune I've got to go out on. I'll try and find it, and then we'll say cheerio. I might play the Bill Gates one. Oh, I might play two. Bill Gates, In for the Kill, and In the Year 2525. If man is still alive, well, fucking hell, 2525. Jesus, that is a thought. I don't think man will exist. I don't know what we'll be by then. I dread to think of what we'll be. I honestly do. We've got to stop it. We cannot let this happen. We cannot let them control the future and take it to where they want it to go. We need to make a stand in every wee which way that we can. I'm not saying, right, go out right now and fucking take on the police, take on the politicians. We do it in different ways, bit by bit, and hopefully, collectively, it can make a difference, right? Because in my personal opinion, stuff is going to heat up, possibly sooner than I thought, to be honest. So again, I will reiterate that I think it would be a mistake for us not to start preparing. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but it would be a good idea to think about possibly being restricted in what you can do in the future. I mean, there is good prepping channels out there. I think the guy Zombie Farmer and the guy Canadian Prepper. There's probably many others, and that would be a place to start in terms of getting prepped. There's a lot of fucking shit out there. You buy it and it's meant to last 20 years, it'll be shite. If it's too good to be true, it fucking will be. You might have to spend a bit to get decent stuff, right? I know the Richie from Boston advertises stuff. As far as I'm aware, it's not great. So I'm unsure if that would be the place to go. It could be a start. I think we've all got to prepare in our own way as an individual. None of us are going to be the same. We've all got different needs. So only you're going to know what you're going to need in time to come if you can't get to where you want to be. Right? So forget about anyone else. Only you know what you're going to need if shit hits the fan. Right? That's the only advice I can give. Not that I'm good at giving advice. Thank you, Andre, for being here tonight. Good to have you. And Frank as well. Always a pleasure. And thank you very much for the emails. Lots of good information. I can't thank you enough. Frank. Push back all around the world. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Again, that kind of makes me think, well, what are they going to do? What are they going to fucking try and pull to, I guess, push us back? For every action, I guess there's a reaction, right? But we've got to keep going. We've got to keep pushing. Justine, she's on the money, as prepped as can be. Great stuff. I know where to come then. When shit hits the fan, I'm sailing to Justine's. I've got my rowboat all prepared. So keep the door open, right? Richie, yeah, I don't know. I'm not that keen on Richie. I had a bit of a fallout with him before in the past. What was it he said as well? It was quite funny. It made me laugh. Richie said, "Oh, Bill Cooper's a shill. Of course he's a shill. He predicted 9/11. Right. So, in the video that Richie made about him predicting the pandemic, then makes him a shill. Going by his fucking workings. I mean, it kind of made me laugh. There's him saying that Bill Cooper's a shill because he predicted 9/11. And then before that, he's saying that he predicted the pandemic. So, I don't know. That didn't sit right with me. A few things haven't. I'm not going to like everyone anyway. Whether he's a shill or not, I genuinely don't know. I don't think he is, to be fair to the guy. He is another guy that I've followed for quite a long time. But I am unsure of him. I maybe just don't know enough about him, to be honest. I remember being on his channel and he went mad at some guy. He was calling Richie a transgender. Oh man, it cracked me up. It really did. He went apeshit. It was funny. But I don't know. See, I tend to refrain from calling people shills because I leave that to other people. I take what I can from whoever it may be. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised about what you can learn from different people. And yeah, I like to keep an eye on different things. And hey, I have heard other people say that as well. So you're not alone in thinking it. But I don't know. I don't know if we can prove that. But I thought it was quite ironic of Richie calling Bill a shill and then saying that he predicted the pandemic. But Bill was a shill for predicting 9/11. So I'm unsure. Yeah, I'll be on my way. So don't worry. I'll get a canoe. Or is it a kayak? I'm unsure. I always get them confused. Kayaks and canoes. Let's not go there, right? Let me quickly say cheerio and then we'll play a video to see us out. A dog named Boo. Good to have you in the hood. Richie was in a band with his twin brother called Gunner in the 80s. and you reckon he's a Mason. Hey, I'm certainly not going to say that you're wrong there. I don't know the guy personally. I've had a few things that I don't like about him. In particular, the Bill Cooper thing. But the bit of an argument that we had was kind of... Richie had kind of said, look, I'm not... Basically, he had gave up fighting against things because God's going to grant him the keys to heaven, basically. And he'll be soaked up into the heavens. So what's the point in fighting? And I kind of said, look, it might be alright for some people to think, right, I'm going to sit back and just watch everything unfold and then get, what's the word, raptured. But that's not for me. I can't sit back and watch what's happening all around the world, not just here, without doing anything. I cannot fucking do it. When I think about the people that have now passed away, whether it be the fucking juice, the suicides, the drugs, the alcohol, everything. I'm sorry, but I cannot let these people die in vain. I cannot do it. I cannot fucking do it. So I'm going to try my best. I'm not saying I'm going to take on the world, but I'm going to try my best to fight against this in every way that I can. Mainly for my children, for their future. But not only that, because it's fucking criminal. It really is. The agenda, wow, it is in full swing at the moment. Big time. No proof of a Mason. Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, again, that's why I would refrain from trying to call people out unless you can prove it. If you can prove it, then by all means, do what you've got to do. But we have really got to have proof. We can't just go about saying, oh, he's a shell, she's a shell, because so-and-so said he was a shell. It's a bit like Chinese whispers. You've got to be sure, right? At least in my opinion. But again, I don't want to tell anyone what to do. But I have heard quite a few people say that Richie's a shell and RV's a shell, and I always find it comical because they're the ones that are calling other people shells, and it's like, well, what's actually going on here? Where is this getting anyone? Fucking nowhere. It's like a drama community, and I've got no time for it. I really don't. I judge people on their merit, I guess. But yeah, I guess there will be. I think it would be stupid to not think that there is people out there who are put there to deceive people like us. That will be the case because they do that with every movement. I seen it when I was in politics. Even the independence movement in Scotland, they infiltrate it. What they do basically is they infiltrate. If they don't create the movement, they then infiltrate it and basically take over it from the inside. And it's theirs. They then direct it and use it as they see fit. They're fucking experts at that. Yeah, follow your inner self. Yeah, I would agree with that, Peter. I think you're on the money there, big man. Thanks for being in tonight. I appreciate it. And Justine as well. Great stuff. Only Truth. Good to have you. And thank you for sharing your opinions on different things. I appreciate it. And promote it, right? For sure. Thank you. And Frank as well. Good to see you in the hood. As always, and a regular. Good old Frank the Tank. Frank the Information Tank. That's what his nickname is now. A dog named Boo. Good to have you as well. Only Truth. Nicholson. I'm unsure of him. I think I heard Richie from Boston talk about him before. But he's not a channel. I don't think I follow the guy. Maybe I do. It rings a bell. It does ring a bell. But I'm unsure. Of course there's many different people out there. Lots of different people. Kind of telling people what to do and where they should go and who they should listen to. Again, I try and refrain from that. I've got my own opinion on stuff, but I certainly don't want to tell anyone what to do or where to go. Don't self-censor yourself, right? Don't fall into that trap. That's what it's a bit like on Twitter, where these people, they block everyone. Mass block people. It's a form of self-censorship, in my opinion. A dog named Boo as well. Good to have you in the hood. I bet I missed heaps of people. I'm terrible at the chat. And that's not even covering anything. Oh man. If I did miss you, then quickly put a comment now and I'll see it, right? Before I wrap it up. Oh, excuse me. Illusion in the fourth dimension. Intuition is the fourth dimension. There you go. I got there in the end. Intuition is the fourth dimension. Now there's an interesting thought. From Frank. Yeah. The fourth dimension. Nicholson first one saw on DNA changing forecasting. That means he's a shell then. Going by Richie from Boston's workings. He predicted DNA changing. He's a shell. How would he have known? How could he have known? I think that's quite funny. I mean, you've got to have better than that for calling out Bill Cooper as a shell. I mean, at one point, Bill Cooper was basically the agenda's man, without a doubt. But I don't think he was in the end. I could be wrong. But saying that he's a shell because he predicted 9/11, I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough proof, to be fair. And I think it's a bit rich, some people calling out Bill Cooper when they basically cover the exact same stuff that Bill Cooper done, exposing the Freemasons, the secret societies. Bill Cooper was one of, if not the fucking best, at calling out these secret societies and their workings. So I find it a bit rich for some people to be trying to call out Bill Cooper and then making content that is basically Bill Cooper content. So yeah, I stay away from the drama, shell fucking situation side of things. I don't even class myself as being in any movement whatsoever. I fell into that trap when I got involved in politics and the independence movement. I don't do that anymore. I won't even put myself in the truth movement. I'm just a genuine guy who has got genuine fucking concerns. That's the only way I can describe myself as. And a fucking idiot as well. Add that to the package and yeah, that's pretty much me. To be fair. Judy C, there you go. In the house, good to have you. Great stuff. Yeah. Nicholson predicted that on RFB chat. Well, double shill then. Going by RFB's workings. How could he predict it? He must have had inside knowledge. Of course that's not the case, far from it. If you know how the agenda works, you can pretty much predict the next move. Maybe not to a T, but you'll pretty much get it fucking spot on. It can be that predictable. It doesn't mean the guy's a shell. So I was a wee bit disappointed with Richie saying that. I won't hold it against the guy, because I didn't know Bill Cooper personally. My opinion is that he wasn't a shell, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I have been wrong in the past, so you never know. Yeah, good to have Justine tonight. And Frank in the hood. Great man. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, we've all got our faults, right? Not one of us is perfect. Not fucking one of us. Like I said, let he who is without sin throw the first brick, right? As we say in Scotland. Good to have everyone in the hood. A dog named Boo. And Peter, great stuff. Yeah, I think Bill. Yeah, he did. He was banging his head for quite a few years, trying his best to warn people. And yeah, I kind of wish Bill was here today. He would be like, see, I fucking told you. What did I tell you? And yeah, I think he was right. One of the things I think he might have been, well, I think he was wrong to dismiss the chemtrail situation. Now, I'm unsure if he changed his mind later on in life, but I do know at one of the points he completely dismissed it as basically cuckoo, complete fucking nut job, thoughts material. But in my opinion, no. The spraying has been happening for decades, and it's not by accident, it's not contrails. That disappointed me a wee bit with Bill Cooper. But in terms of his work on the Masons and secret societies, you're going to be hard pushed to find anyone who's done it better. I mean, look up the Hour of the Time shows. I have got a link. I might put it in a post, a community post. It's a website where you can download, I think there's hundreds and hundreds of these episodes of Hour of the Time. And hey, I find it quite interesting to go back to 1993, 1995, 1996 and listen to these people who are phoning in and giving their experience and their thoughts on how they think the world's panning out. And I find it quite interesting to go back and hear what they've got to say and pair it up with what's happening today. And it always kind of brings me back to that quote, which is, there is nothing new under the sun. Right? They're pushing the same thing. It's the same people, the same entities that are pushing this agenda. And I mean, Bill used to say it was in full swing in the 90s. Fucking hell, what is it now then? It must be almost complete now. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're going to fucking knock it back, right? So good to have Andre tonight. Good to have you in the hood. Great stuff. And Justine, dog named Boo. I apologise if I missed anyone. Frank, I don't think I did. Judy C. Only Truth or Hope, Faith, Love, is it? I think. Great stuff. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll play a wee tune. Fucking hell, we went 2 hours. Oh man, there goes my hour, right? Oh man. I'll blame it on the chat. The chat, you see this, you can get lost and we can go off on different paths when I'm reading comments. So I apologise if we are a bit all over the place tonight, but that's the way it is, right? That's life, but not as we know it. So yeah, much love to everyone tonight, and I'll be back again on either Sunday night or Monday night. I think at the moment it's going to be Sunday, possibly on the original channel. So I'll play a wee tune to see out. And with it being Thursday, I hope everyone has a good weekend. And remember what I always say, excuse me, my coffee's coming back. I've been going too long. Remember, keep your eyes peeled, right? Look up. Don't have your head down. Walk with your head fucking high. Because if you've made it this far knowing what you know, I can tell you right fucking now, you are indeed a true warrior. Keep going, keep fighting. And in times of need, dig deep, because you will have the strength to see you through. And hey, remember, tomorrow is a new day. So get out there, have fun, look after one another, and whatever you do, do not comply. And that is about it. Bye-bye.
Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Forbes has officially decreed
meetings yesterday, and I remember that a lady told you that she had had 8 children and 4 of them had died in childbirth. or shortly thereafter. But if all of them had survived, she'd have 8 children. And what the developing world does not need is more children. And what the developing world does not need is more children.
And I think that was the biggest aha to Bill and me when we got into this work, is we asked ourselves, of course, the same hard-nosed question you'd ask, which is, if you get into this work and you start to save these children, will women just keep overpopulating the world? And thank goodness the converse is absolutely true. So they don't do.
Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
In the year 2525, if man is still alive, if woman can survive, they may find. In the year 3535, ain't gonna need to tell the truth, tell no lies. Everything you think, do or say is in the pill you took today. In the year 4545, ain't gonna need your teeth or your eyes. You won't find a thing to chew, and nobody's gonna look at you. In the year 5555, your arms hanging limp at your side, your legs have got nothing to do, so she's doing that for you. In the year 6565, ain't gonna need no husband, won't need no wife. You pick your son, your daughter too, from the bottom of a long last tube. In the year 7510, if God's coming, ought to be here by then. Maybe he'll look around himself and say, I guess it's time for Judgment Day. In the year 8510, God's gonna shake his mighty head. He'll either say I'm pleased with where man's been, or tear it down and start again. In the year 9595, I'm kinda wondering if man's gonna be alive. He's taking everything this poor earth can give, and he ain't putting back a goddamn thing. Now it's been 10,000 years, and man has cried a billion tears for what he never knew. But now man's reign is through, but through the eternal night, twinkling of starlight, so very far away. Or maybe it's yesterday. In the year 25